What's up, everyone? It is Mitchell J, the Scaredy Cat Guide, and the cryptocurrency market is giving us a little consolidation after the last little push up. Um, we are running into the 200-day moving average on Ethereum and Litecoin, and they are kind of dancing with those. So that does not surprise me. It's to be expected. Bitcoin is not quite, there yet. It's still got a ways to go, but it did touch that 9K. I talked about in the prior video. Let's quickly look at Litecoin and Ethereum first, and then we'll take a look at Bitcoin. So as you can see, Litecoin, broke out of this big triangle that we had talked about earlier and made a run, got to the 200-day moving average, and as you see, basically poked through it, then came down, and now consolidating sideways, basically just below it. So essentially, it's testing this 200-day moving average. Our upside, obviously, is this prior top. So hopefully, we're looking at 170, 172 to the upside. But I really think we need to essentially get established above this 200-day moving average. As you can see, it came into play on the way down. It bounced off it here, bounced again, and then bounced yet again before it finally had broken down, and we got down to this 110 support level. So because of that, I still keep my eye on it. I think it's prominent, despite my price target generally being this next high. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, if it fails to essentially establish above this 200-day moving average, we could possibly pull back down to buck 35. This prior little top. Maybe even as far as buck 25, which is this last consolidation. But so far, we're looking like we're consolidating. Obviously, anything can happen. This candle right here is only a few hours old, but I like the fact that basically we made a move up, got to the 200-day moving average, and we're consolidating. That is positive price action. So hopefully, we're consolidating to then leg up and make a run at this 170, 172 prior top. So we'll see what happens, but those are kind of the upside and downside targets. We'll look at Ethereum real quick. So Ethereum, same deal. Look what happened. After getting back above this 405, 400 area, we rallied, and sure enough, where did we go? Right to the 200-day moving average. Poked through it yesterday, pulled back, and now it's making a run at it as we speak. Looking positive on this new candle. So if we can blast through there, obviously, next price target is this prior support resistance here around 678, call it 680. So that's the upside target, basically 680. But just know this 200-day moving average is here and is something we should pay mind to. Obviously, downside, well, the prior support is basically this last bottom at 500. So hopefully we don't see that. But again, we are looking so much strong, move up, little consolidation, and trying to move up again. So we'll see. Maybe it makes a run at that 680 level, and then from there, possibly takes a breather and pulls back. We won't know, but again, it's all about having price targets and setting up positive risk-reward ratios. So, like I said, I wouldn't be adding to an Ethereum position right here, considering the upside is a lot closer than the possible downside. But from the position I already hold in it, my core position, basically long-term investment, that part, still riding it here, and we'll see what happens at the 680 level if we get there. All right, so let's take a look at good old Bitcoin, still the leader of the crypto market. So as we spoke about, the next target was this prior top around 9K. Boom, that's where we are. So it poked through. It got just above 9K and then pulled back a little bit yesterday. And now, again, we're flirting with this 9K level. We're at the high eights right now. Again, same thing. We came up, consolidated sideways for a while. We poked up again to the next level, and we're consolidating sideways. So that's not the worst thing. I would have no problems with us essentially, closing this candle somewhere, in this little area, and then, legging up and going after this 200-day moving average, what is that, 9,844, close enough where we can make a run at, the psychological level of 10K, which bottom line is that 10K level is a psychological level. I don't even care what the chart looks like in regards to 10K. That is a psychological pivot point. That is a big number for traders and investors. That's just the way it is. That's how we function. Round numbers are a thing, especially milestone numbers. So it took, a nice while and a big move to get to 10K. So don't think that creeping up on it again is not going to be a big deal. In the meantime, the good thing is we essentially kind of established back above this long-term trend line. So after finally breaking it, we came up, rode it, snuck up, basically tested it here, bouncing around it and now back up in it. So that's good to see. So with that said, I mean, downside, I'm looking at basically this last little bottom of 7,900. Ideally, we want to hold this long-term trend line, but in regards to just straight support resistance, we got a consolidation. So, really we need to break above, 9,000 and maybe make a run at 10. Otherwise, downside, you're looking at, possibly 7,900 as your downside risk. And, that's pretty much the deal. So, again, I don't know if I'd initiate a new position here because you're looking at most, basically 1,000 or a little over 1,000 upside, and then you're looking at 1,000 on the downside. So that's 1-to-1 risk reward. Not super enticing. I mean, it is what it is. If you're, looking to add to a long-term position, obviously not the worst thing because in the end, you're still buying just below 9, and the all-time high is basically 20K. So in that facet, you're essentially risking you have better than 2-to-1 risk reward because the most you can lose is 8 and change, while your upside is more than double that. So, you know, I always say risk reward scenario, make sure it is in your favor, 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1. Um, but yeah, that's really it. Just wanted to kind of give a quick roundup. Price action overall in the crypto market is pretty decent. Like, we should have probably maybe gotten a little pullback and we're consolidating sideways. So that's good to see. Doesn't mean we're not going to pull back, but the price action definitely has a positive tone to it for the first time in a long time. So we will see if we can leg up again. So far, Bitcoin came up sideways, came up sideways. So if it just stair steps like that, I'm fine with that. So we'll see if it can stair step up to the high nines. Time will tell. All right, that is it for now. I will catch you on the next video. As always, there will be a link in the video show notes for the free Bitcoin ebook and information on all my other good stuff out there that helps you make smarter and better decisions in your crypto investing. All right, I'll see you on the next video. I'm out.